Beans and greens, or scarola e fagioli in Italian, is a simple but hearty dish that is popular in and around Pittsburgh. And that's because in the 19th century, many people from southern Italy emigrated to Pittsburgh for jobs in the steel industry. Now, this simple recipe has withstood the test of time because it's inexpensive, healthy, and delicious. And today, Christy's going to show us how it's done.
Julie, this is one of those classic recipes that's born out of necessity, but then really takes on an identity of its own. Braising or wilting the greens increases their tenderness and minimizes their bitterness. And you can really make beans and greens with all sorts of greens, broccoli rabe, spinach. Today, we're using escarole.
Oh, it's my favorite.
It's great, it is. But first, we're gonna start by building kind of an aromatic base to enhance the flavors.
Okay.
So I have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I'll heat this over medium-high heat just until it shimmers.
Now, I like that you're using a nice big pot, because one thing about making this dish is you start with a lot of greens and it fills the pot, but they wilt down.
They certainly do. So we'll build our savory base, starting with 1 onion that I've chopped fine. And I'll add half a teaspoon of pepper and half a teaspoon of salt. Now, some beans and greens start with meats or other vegetables, sometimes peppers. We really wanted to keep this simple.
Yeah, I've seen recipes that sometimes add tomatoes, they sometimes add sausage or meat, or even banana peppers, but it looks like you're going straight old school.
This is old school. We're gonna let the flavors of the greens and the beans really stand out. So I'm just gonna saute these until they've softened and they're starting to brown, and that'll take about 5 to 7 minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about the escarole.
That is a beautiful head of escarole.
Isn't it? It's gorgeous. This is about a pound. 1 head should yield that. It's kind of loose, and so you really want to make sure you wash it well. First, I'm going to prep it. So I'm going to cut out the core, and it just sort of falls open. You might have a little bit of the inner core that you want to chop out.
You can even see the dirt down in that leaf. And that's why you like to prep it, then wash it. You really get clean.
Right, because you can't, it's hard to get deep down in there just by sticking the whole head under the water. So I'm just gonna cut this into 2-inch pieces. Certainly not super precise, but that will make the cooking more even. And I'm gonna start loading this up into my salad spinner.
You know, I didn't own a salad spinner for a long time because I thought they were just a waste of space. I used to try to dry the lettuce leaves in all manners. I used towels, I used a pillowcase. And then I got a salad spinner. I was like, why did I hold off for so long? I now have 3 salad spinners. I think they're that important.
No, they're great. And we don't have to get them super dry for this recipe because we're gonna be braising the greens. All right. So I'm going to take this over to the sink. We'll give it a good wash and drain it. I'll fill up the bowl with some cold water, and I'll just start swooshing as soon as we get some water in there to kind of dislodge any of the sediment or dirt that's lodged between the leaves. So we can just lift it out and give it a few shakes to get off any residual water. And we're ready to spin. So this is ready to go.
It's great.
Let's take a look at those onions. They're getting some nice browning. I have a few more aromatics to add. Of course, a little garlic, right? I have 3 cloves.
Just a little.
3 cloves that I've minced. I have a teaspoon of chopped rosemary.
Oh, nice.
So nice with white beans. And then half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes to say hello to us.
Half a teaspoon.
Yes. Again, I mean, this is an Italian dish. It's Southern Italian, right? It's gonna have a little kick. So you just wanna saute those until we can smell them, about 30 seconds. Did you get the rosemary?
Now I do. Oh, that smells good.
All right, final ingredient before we get the greens in there is half a cup of chicken broth. And this is just gonna give us a nice savory base. It's gonna flavor the greens. It's also gonna flavor the beans.
That's actually not a lot of broth. I've seen recipes that add cups, almost turns the dish into a soup. So that's a really restrained amount of broth.
It is, it is. And I'm actually gonna turn my heat down now to about medium low. And I'm gonna add my greens. Now figuring out the timing for this was really important because we want the greens to get tender, but we don't want them to turn to mush. So cover this, let it simmer on medium-low for between 6 and 8 minutes until the greens just start to wilt. And I'll go in there and stir it every so often so I can keep an eye on them. All right, it's been about 8 minutes. Let's take a peek.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just wilted down.
Just wilted. We're just kind of braising in that broth and all those wonderful flavors. So now we can add the beans. So this is 1 can, a 15-ounce can of cannellini beans that I've rinsed and drained. And we're gonna let this hang out a little bit uncovered now for about 5 minutes. So the greens have wilted, but they're not quite tender yet. So we're gonna give them a little more time. And we want the beans to have time to hang out in that chicken broth with all those flavors to really infuse and taste wonderful.
Makes sense?
So just 5 more minutes. This smells so good. So we can cut the heat, and I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese. We have plenty of parm. Right now I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup.
That's how my mother cooks. Right before she serves anything, shredded parm goes in there.
Get it in.
Yeah, well, you know what? It thickens up sauces, it thickens up soups, adds a little body, adds some flavor.
Right, because it was just broth in there and any moisture from the greens, so it does give this sauce a little body, gives the whole thing a little body. And obviously some great flavor. I'm gonna just taste it to see if we need any salt or pepper. I just wanna taste it first. No. Woo! And you get those red pepper flakes.
Gotcha. I saw the red pepper flake dance.
The red pepper flake shimmy. All right, if I lift this up, do you mind scooping some out?
Sure.
Good?
That looks beautiful. Is that my bowl? I could easily eat all of that. This is
Seriously.
easily one of my favorite dishes.
I know. For lunch, for dinner, as a side, I mean, I just have this and some crusty bread or some grilled bread.
That sounds delicious.
But we're gonna gild the lily a little bit here. We're gonna add a little more parm. Our recipe says a 1/4 cup, but
Plus extra for serving.
it's just a guide, really. That part of it, I think, is kind of a guide.
I love it when you put parm over something hot and you see the parm start to melt. It's gonna be a good dinner.
It's one of those days I really love my job. And we'll drizzle a little more extra virgin olive oil over the top.
This is when you want to pull out the good stuff, the olive oil that has a really good fruity flavor.
Now, may I serve you?
Absolutely.
That broth that collects on the bottom, that's just,
You're gonna spoon a little of that over the top, right?
you bet.
Oh, I'm so happy right now.
Sometimes this is served over a bed of like fresh greens. It's just one way to serve it, but I kind of feel like this is just a simple, I mean, you seem to be happy.
This is delicious. I really love the little bit of rosemary in there. I've never had that in beans and greens before. It has a lovely fragrance. It really brings out the flavor of the escarole. I also love that you use canned beans. I'm a big fan of canned beans because they're so convenient. It makes a dish like this come together in a snap for a weeknight.
And cooking the beans in the broth and with the aromatics, they almost taste like they've been cooking there for a long time.
They sure do. Christy, this is delicious.
Thanks, Julia.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to make this for you.
So there you have it. If you want to make a classic recipe for beans and greens, start by using escarole. Cover the pot to start, then finish with the pot uncovered, and finish with some grated Parmesan for body and flavor. From Cook's Country, the Pittsburgh classic, beans and greens.
Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.